All right. Hi, everyone. Happy Sunday. If you want to say hello in the chat, I would love to see who's joining this morning. All right, well, we'll get started. So this full moon in Aquarius is an opportunity for us to remember what is real. There are so many arbitrary systems and beliefs in our society and within our families that we just kind of grow up to believe these things as truth. But we're often left feeling unfulfilled because it doesn't really matter how successful the world sees us if we are unhappy. And it doesn't really matter what other people think of us if we don't think well of ourselves. So Aquarius encourages us to question what society has labeled as normal and to start thinking for ourselves, because that happiness and the love and the joy, all of those things come from within by accepting ourselves. So we need to start creating our own standards and our own beliefs and embrace all the parts of you, even the things that you feel make you weird, because those are actually your gifts. They are the things that set you apart and make you unique, and they allow you to help other people who don't have the same abilities as you. And depending on where you grew up or what your family was like, some qualities, some gifts may have you may have been told that they are better than others, but in reality, we need all of them to have a balance and to be able to support each other within our communities. So in this practice, we are going to be jumping out of those boxes that we're placed in. And this is fitting because Aquarius in the physical body rules the ankles and the calves. And as we move through this practice, I want you to really think about how you can make it your own so that it honors what is right for your body today. Take the things that I say as guidance, but question it and start to find your own truth. If you enjoy this practice, please subscribe to keep the moon classes going. And if you want even more, check out my website, moonphaseyoga.com. Okay, I like to have 2 blocks just in case, but you don't necessarily need them for this practice. And we will get started on our backs. Once you're on your back, make yourself comfortable. You can straighten the legs or keep your knees bent. Maybe bring one hand to your belly and one hand towards your rib cage or chest. Or just bring your awareness there as you start to fill your belly, fill your chest with breath. Start to let go of the things around you and focus in on your inner experience. Notice how your breath feels. Notice how your body feels. And start to lengthen your inhales and slow down your exhales. Letting all the breath out. With your next inhale, start to straighten your legs if your knees are bent. Reach your arms up overhead. Take a full body stretch. And then lower your arms down beside your hips. Start to bend your knees, bringing your feet flat on the mat. And with your next inhale, lift up into a bridge pose, lifting your hips and your low back off of the ground. We're gonna hold here and start to lift and lower your heels, pressing down into the balls of your feet and feeling that the heels are kind of hugging in towards each other. And just notice how the calves and the ankles are feeling. Feel the calf muscles working. One more, lift the heels, hold, and then lower your heels and slowly roll through your spine to come all the way down. Open your arms out wide, lift your feet off of the ground, stacking your knees over your hips. Then let your knees drop over to the left and kick your top leg straight and really reach through your right leg. Flexing your ankle, pressing your heel towards the wall. Come back through center and roll to the other side, dropping your knees to the right. Kick your left leg straight and reach through that leg. Come back through center. Bring your hands behind your head. We'll keep the feet on the ground. Lift your elbows up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. And with your exhale, lift up off of your shoulder blades. Kick your right leg straight and start to point and flex your right ankle a few times. Pressing your head back into your hands and trying to stay with the breath out. Then lower your right foot down. Inhale, lower your shoulders. Exhale, lift up off of your shoulder blades. Kick your left leg straight and start to point and flex your left ankle. Lower your left foot down. Inhale, lower your shoulders. Exhale, lift up off of your shoulder blades. Kick your right leg straight and take a few circles with your ankle in one direction and circle it a few times in the other direction. Then lower your right foot down. Inhale, lower your shoulders. Exhale, lift up off the shoulder blades. Kick your left leg straight, circle your left ankle around in one direction and a few times in the other direction. Lower your left foot down. Inhale, lower your shoulders. Exhale, lift up off of your shoulder blades. Kick your right leg straight, and this time try to draw a figure 8 in the air with your foot and with your ankle. Lower your right foot back down. Inhale, lower your shoulders. Exhale, lift up. Left leg kicks straight. Try to draw a figure 8 in the air with your foot and your ankle. Good, lower the left foot down. Inhale, lower your shoulders. And then bring your hands behind your knees and start to rock and roll, massaging the length of your spine. Do that 2 or 3 times. And then come all the way up and around into a tabletop position. And from tabletop, tuck your toes under and we'll come right back into a toe squat. So your heels are sitting back, or your hips are sitting back onto your heels. Take your arms down beside your hips and start to open and close your hands. And reach your arms out to the side and up as you lift your hips to stack over your knees. And then lower your hips back down towards your heels as you lower your arms, and keep opening and closing your hands as quickly as you can to warm up the wrists and the forearms. Inhale as you lift up. Exhale as you lower down. Really spread your fingers wide. Good. Last one. Inhale, lift, and exhale down. And then untuck your toes to sit back so that you're stretching out the front of your ankles, and reach your hands forward. Spread your right fingers, use your left hand to gently pull your fingers back and press the heel of your right hand forward, stretching out your wrist. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Then switch sides, spreading your left fingers, use your right hand to gently pull them back, press the heel of your hand forward, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And release that stretch and circle your wrists a few times in one direction and a few times in the other direction. Then lower your hands back down, come into tabletop, and find a few rounds of cat and cow. As you inhale, stretch the front body. And as you exhale, round your back. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. One more. Good, then come back to neutral. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back into a downward facing dog. And find a little bit of movement in your down dog, bending one knee and then the other. Maybe rocking your hips from side to side. And just explore some movement that feels good in your body. Then hold center, downward facing dog, and start to lift and lower your heels here. And now take a gaze back towards your ankles and your feet, and just look to make sure the ankles are stacking straight over the feet, and you're not sickling towards the pinky edge side of your foot. Again, encouraging the heels towards each other. Let your heels rest and make your way up to a forward fold, walking your feet towards your hands. Take your feet out nice and wide, soften your knees. Option to hold on to opposite elbows for ragdoll, to add a little extra weight. Sway from side to side. Shake your head, let go of any tension in your neck. One more big breath here. And start to release your hands down, toe heel your feet towards each other, and slowly roll all the way up to standing. Reach your arms out and up. Reach up towards the sky with your inhale, and with your exhale, fold forward, come back down. Inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen your spine. Lower your hands down and step back to a high plank. Then maybe explore a little movement in your high plank, rocking back and forth, or letting your heels drop from side to side. Start to lower your knees down and slowly lower with control all the way down to the mat. Inhale, lift your chest for cobra. Exhale, press back up through modified plank and all the way back into downward facing dog. Inhale, start to lift and lower your heels. And this time, maybe take a little hop to the top of the mat. So lift your heels, bend your knees, and then hop to the top of the mat, pushing down into your hands. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing. Exhale, come right back down. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold, plant your hands, make your way back to high plank. Explore a little bit of movement. Then you can choose lower your knees or keep them lifted as you come all the way down to your belly. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, press back up to modified plank or high plank and back to downward facing dog. Start to bring your big toes towards each other in down dog. Shift the weight into your left foot and float your right leg back and up into a three-legged down dog. Hold your right leg strong and steady and start to lift and lower just the left heel. Again, gazing back. Now that there's more demand on this foot and ankle, make sure it's stacking over the foot. Hold steady, lift a little bit higher through the right leg with your inhale, and with your exhale, take a big step to the top of the mat. Drop your left knee down and rise up into a narrow knee low lunge. A little lift of your chest up towards the sky, and then lower your hands down a little bit in front of you. They can come down to the floor or they can come onto your blocks as you lift into a grounded airplane. Right leg stays down, left leg lifts back and up, folding over your right leg and lifting up through the left heel. Take one more deep breath here. And start to lower the left toes down towards the back of the mat and rise up into a high crescent lunge by pushing down into the right foot. Reach the arms up. Slowly start to lower your hands back down where they just came from and come back into your grounded airplane, floating the left leg back and up. Good, do that again. Lowering the left toes down. Inhale, rise up to a high crescent lunge. Exhale, slowly lower the hands down and float your left leg back and up. Then we'll hold the grounded airplane, lower your left toes down towards the back of the mat and turn to the left. Take a few side lunges, bending one knee and then the other, rocking your hips from side to side. And then bring your hips to center, wide leg forward fold. Bend your knees and roll all the way up to standing. Reach your arms up into a 5-pointed star and then turn your toes out into your natural turnout. So it doesn't have to be very aggressive. Make sure you have some stability here in your goddess squat. Arms can be in any expression that feels good for you. We'll hold here and start to lift your right heel off of the ground. Lower your right heel, lift your left heel. Lower your left heel and continue to alternate lifting one heel and then the other, going at your own pace. And once you feel even on both sides, let the heels rest and lower your left forearm down to your thigh. Reach up and over with your right arm for a side stretch. And then switch sides, reaching up and over to the right side. Come back through center, straighten your arms and your legs into 5-pointed star. Turn your feet so they're parallel to each other. Bring your hands down to heart center and step your left foot next to your right. Start to shift the weight into your right foot and lift your left foot so it's behind your right ankle. We're going to take a big jump over to the left side of the mat and open your arms out wide. The right foot will land behind the left ankle. And then jump to the right, hands to heart center. Jump to the left, open the arms. To the right, hands at your heart. To the left, open wide. A few more side to side and focus on really pushing down into the foot that's lifting you off of the ground. One more. And then take a big wide step. Inhale, reach your arms up. Sip in a little bit more breath through your nose and exhale out through your mouth as you forward fold. Give your head a little shake side to side. Lift up onto your fingertips and turn to the top of the mat. Coming into half split, start to drop your left knee down and maybe grab your blocks as you shift your weight back. If it feels good to explore some movement here, maybe rock forward and back a few times into a low lunge and half splits. Or you can hold your half splits and point and flex your ankle a few times. Or maybe it feels better for you to just hold your stretch in stillness, folding over your right leg. Take one more breath. And then start to lower the right toes down. Step your back foot forward to come into a forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing and lift your heels. Imagine you're gonna touch the ceiling with your fingertips. Lower your heels, sit back into chair pose, sweep your arms down beside your hips. Inhale, straighten your legs, reach up as you lift your heels. Lower your heels, sit back, chair pose. 2 more like that. Inhale, lift, exhale, chair. Inhale, lift, exhale, chair. This time, keep your heels down, lift your arms up, take a little back bend, exhale down into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, make your way back to high plank. And then go through your Sun A flow, either lowering down all the way, or maybe you try halfway, flipping one foot and then the other for upward facing dog. Tuck your toes under, lift up and back into your downward facing dog. Once you're in down dog, take a big breath in and a full breath out. Start to bring your big toes towards each other. Shift the weight into your right foot as you float your left leg back and up. Hold that leg strong and steady and start to lift and lower your right heel. Really press down into your hands, especially right at the base of your fingers as the weight shifts forward. Good, let your heel rest. Lift a little bit higher through the left heel as you inhale, and with your exhale, take a big step to the top of the mat. Drop your right knee down, rise up to a narrow knee, low lunge, reaching your arms and your chest up towards the sky. Exhale, lower your hands forward into a grounded airplane as you lift your back knee and float your right foot off of the ground, folding over your left leg. Lift through the right heel. Take a breath or two to settle in and notice how your body feels. Then bend your front knee, lower your right toes down, and slowly push down into the left foot to rise up into your high crescent lunge. With your exhale, slowly lower the hands back down, keeping your spine nice and long. Lift the right toes off of the ground as you fold over your left leg. One more time, bend the front knee, rise up with your inhale, high crescent lunge. Exhale, lower down into your grounded airplane. So to lower the back toes down, keeping your hands on the floor, turn to the right, facing the long edge of your mat, and take a few side lunges. Bending one knee and then the other, and imagining your hips are going back into space like you're sitting into an invisible chair. Bring your hips back to center, wide leg forward fold. Soften your knees and roll all the way up to standing. Reach your arms up. Turn your toes out a little bit, heels in, goddess squat. Settle into your goddess. And then we'll start to alternate lifting one heel and then the other. Pressing evenly down into the ball of your foot. And lower both heels down, reach the left arm up and over to the right, side stretch. And reach the right arm up and over to the left. Back through center, straighten your legs, turn your feet parallel to each other, bring your hands down to heart center and step your right foot next to your left foot. Lift your right foot a little bit off of the ground, bringing it behind your left ankle, and then take a big hop to the right, open your arms out wide. To the left, hands at heart center. Hop back and forth a few times, jumping as far as you can. One more, then take a wide step. Inhale, reach your arms up. Sip in a little bit more breath through your nose. Let it out through your mouth. Fold forward. Lift up onto your fingertips and turn to the top of the mat. Drop your back knee down. Maybe grab your blocks as you come back into your half splits. And again, explore a little bit of movement. Maybe rock forward and back between a low lunge and half splits. Or point and flex your ankle a few times. Exploring what feels good so that you can find out what it is that you like, what it is that your body needs. Good. Fold over your left leg, take a deep breath in, and a full breath out. And start to lower your left foot down, walk your hands forward, lift your back knee, and step your right foot to meet your left in a forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing, lift your heels, lower the heels, sit back into chair pose. So you can stick with that, or maybe take your feet a little bit wider. Start to lift your heels, sit back into chair pose, and then add a little hop, pushing off of the floor as you lift up. Inhale, jump, exhale into a chair pose. Imagine pushing the floor away with your feet. Two more. Good, then inhale, straighten your legs, reach your arms up, a little back bend. Exhale, wide or forward fold, come all the way down. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, make your way back to high plank. and lower down, either all the way or halfway. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Let's come into a child's pose before we add on to that sequence. So you can choose if you want to take your knees wide or have your knees together and start to rest your forehead down towards the ground. See if you can feel your heart beating. Feel your breath slowing down. Feel the buzz of energy flowing through your body. Take one more breath here. And start to make your way back up into a downward facing dog. Bring your big toes towards each other. Float your right leg back and up into three-legged down dog. And start to lift and lower your left heel. And again, you can stick with that or start to bend your left knee and push off the floor, jumping about halfway up the mat and then back to your three-legged down dog. Kind of skimming the mat as you hop forward and back. Try to hold that right leg strong and steady. You'll feel the glutes engage a little bit. Hopping left foot forward and back, pushing down into your hands. Then hold your three-legged down dog. Inhale, lift through the right heel. Exhale, take a big step to the top of the mat. Drop your left knee. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, lower your hands down forward into your grounded airplane, floating your left leg back and up. Lower the left toes down as you bend your right knee. Rise up to high crescent lunge. Inhale. Exhale, down into your grounded airplane is option number one, folding over your right leg. Inhale, back to your high crescent lunge. Option two is to add a handstand hop. So lowering your hands down, push off the right foot. Land, inhale, reach up, high crescent. Exhale, hands down, push off the right foot. Lower the toes, inhale, reach. We'll all come back down into grounded airplane, folding over the right leg. Then bend your right knee, step the left foot back, turn to the left, facing the long edge of your mat. We'll add a twist in our side lunge. So bend your left knee, right hand down, left arm up. Lower your left hand down, side lunge to the right, right arm up. Bring your hips back to center, soften your knees, roll up to standing. Inhale, reach your arms up. Turn your toes out, heels in, goddess squat. You can start to alternate one heel and then the other, or this time maybe you try to lift both heels at the same time. And see if you can relax your toes as the heels lift. Notice if you're gripping the mat. Try to soften around the toes. Good. Lower the heels down. Let's straighten the legs and take a side stretch to the left. Maybe bring your feet parallel. And then start to round your back, folding forward. Reach up and over with the left arm. And then the right arm up and over, down, making a full circle. Reach up with the left arm, back through center, over with the right arm. One more time, all the way around. And then hold your wide leg forward fold. Come back up to standing, 5-pointed star. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Step your left foot next to your right foot. And then take your hop over to the left. Open your arms out wide. A few hops from side to side. Feel how alive you are right now. And then take a big step out. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, out through your mouth as you fold forward. Lift up onto your fingertips, turn to the top of the mat, drop your back knee down, come into a half splits. Explore any movement that feels good. And then rock forward, lowering your right foot down. Step your back foot forward to meet your right foot, coming all the way up to standing. This time we're going to settle into our chair pose and bring your hands to heart center. And as you hold chair pose, option to lift the heels as you rock forward, then lift the toes as you rock back. Lift the heels, rock back, lift your toes, spread them wide. One more time forward and back. And then find your center. Inhale, press to straighten, reach up, little back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, make your way back to high plank, and then lower down, either all the way or halfway. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, just one more side to go. Bring your big toes to touch. Float your left leg back and up. Start to lift and lower your right heel, or maybe add a little hop halfway up the mat and back. Pushing down into the hands, pushing down into the right foot to get that lift up. One more, and then hold your three-legged down dog. Lift through the left heel. Exhale, take a big step to the top of the mat. Drop your right knee, reach your arms up. Narrow knee, low lunge. Exhale, hands come down, grounded airplane, floating your right leg back and up. Lower the right toes down towards the back of the mat and rise up to a high crescent lunge. You can stay with that or add a little handstand hop, lowering your hands, pushing off the left foot, landing back into your high crescent lunge with your inhale. Exhale, handstand hop or grounded airplane, high crescent lunge. Come back into a grounded airplane, folding over your left leg. Then lower your right toes down, turn to the right. Side lunge right with a twist, right arm up, left hand stays down. Lower your right hand down, side lunge to the left, right hand down, left arm up. Lower your left hand, bring your hips back to center, wide leg forward fold. Soften your knees, roll up to standing, reach up and out into your goddess squat, toes out, heels in. And start to alternate lifting one heel and then the other, or lift and lower the heels together. Good, last one. Hold the heels down. Straighten your legs, turn your feet parallel, and then take a side stretch over to the right, reaching up and over with the left arm, and just start to round your back as you fold forward. Reach your right arm over to the left and up, making a full circle, reach around with the left arm and down, up and over. One more full circle around. Coming back into a 5-pointed star, reach both arms up. Bring your hands down to heart center, step your right foot next to your left towards the top of the mat. Shift the weight into your left foot and then take a big hop over to the right, to the left. See if you can go a little bit further this time. Let's do 3, 2, and 1. Big step out, inhale, reach up, sip in a little bit more breath. Out through your mouth as you fold forward. Shake your head. Let it hang heavy. Lift up onto your fingertips, turn to the top of the mat. Drop your back knee, pull your hips back for your half splits, folding over your left leg. And lower the left toes down as you step the back foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, rise up to standing. Exhale, sit back into your chair pose. This time, reach your arms forward with the palms facing down. Shift forward, lifting your heels. Then option to keep the heels lifted as you start to lower your glutes down towards your heels. Slowly And then once you're down, maybe take a trust fall, lowering your heels, rolling back onto your back. We're gonna stay here. Hold on to your knees, make some circles, massaging your low back. Go a few times in the other direction. And then lower your feet down. Lift your right leg up towards the ceiling and start to cross your ankle over your left thigh for a figure 4 stretch. Lift your left foot off of the ground if you want to go a little bit deeper. Maybe reach behind your left leg. It might feel nice to rock from side to side. Maybe you let your head rock from side to side as well. And start to release left foot down and right foot down. Lift your left leg up towards the ceiling. Cross your ankle over your right thigh. If you want to go a little bit deeper, lift your right foot off of the ground and reach behind your right leg to hug it in. See how it feels to rock side to side. And start to release your right foot down, release your left foot down, and we'll come into Shavasana, extending your legs long, arms resting a little bit away from your body, or any other position that feels comfortable for you to just rest for a moment. And slowly start to bend your knees. Roll onto your side, maybe resting your head on your arm and curling. Take one more breath here. And press yourself up into a seated position. And when you get there, bring your hands over your heart center. And I invite you to add an affirmation to close your practice by silently repeating to yourself the phrase, "I choose to be myself unapologetically." I choose to be myself unapologetically. And relax your arms, blink your eyes open. And I'm going to come over to the computer to put a few journal questions into the chat. And I'll stay on if anyone wants to work on these right now and then share your thoughts or any questions or anything else that you have with the group. So the first question is, what outdated or arbitrary beliefs do I need to evaluate? So thinking about those things that you may have always accepted as truth because of the way that you grew up or because of society and the qualities that they tend to value more than others? And the second question is, are there any boxes you feel pressure to fit into because of your gender, your age, your job, or anything else? It's important that we first become aware of our conditioning, because these are the things that really hold us back from our truth. And then the third question is, what are your gifts and how do you share them with your community? So again, these might seem like your quirky qualities and things that at first seem like they make you weird, but they're actually your unique gifts. And then Aquarius is also all about this bigger picture of helping the community and building a better future. So I'll give a few minutes. If maybe one of those questions stands out to you more than the others, you could just work on that, or maybe you have a little bit for each one, whatever feels right for you. And I'll give it like maybe 3 minutes. Or if anyone wants to share something before that, feel free to put it in the chat. We're all a little bit weird. That's great, Mike. That is a good gift. All right, if anyone has anything else to share, any questions, and go ahead and put them in the chat. feel free to think about these later on, or maybe when you have more time to jot down your thoughts, or just continue to think about them. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you have a great rest of your Sunday. Thank you. Bye.